You're watching Autour du Monde and we visit Paris. Welcome again in Autour du Monde in Paris. Don't miss that episode. We'll visit La Sorbonne, le Panthéon, and all that the French call la Rive Gauche. Once again, we're starting the day early because today we are exploring the left bank, or as they say here, la Rive Gauche. We are now on the Sèvres street, on the edge of the 6th Arrondissement. What's fascinating here is that the neighborhood is home to some of the true gems of Paris architecture heritage. And the more we walk, the more we notice the finest details of this architecture steeped in history. By the way, here's a tip. If you're visiting Paris, you absolutely must take a stroll through its various neighborhoods because each has its own charm and character. After taking the subway, it's a change of scenery. Now we dive into the bustling atmosphere of the Sorbonne neighborhood. A cradle of learning, these cobblestone streets exude history, from the great thinkers of antiquity to today's students. After the hustle and bustle of the Sorbonne, we arrive at the Place du Panthéon. And just look at this spectacular facade. With its immense Corinthian columns, it's almost feel like we're standing in front of an ancient temple right in the heart of Paris. It's an absolute must-see, and today we're taking the time to explore it from top to bottom.
Yeah, do I have to stand in line?
Non,
Comme ça.
posez-le, monsieur.
Ah, merci, excusez-moi.
Attention, vous.
Oh, merci.
As soon as we walk through the doors, we're struck by the sheer immensity of the place. And right there in the center, beneath the dome, it's Foucault's famous pendulum. It's fascinating to stand before such a piece of scientific history. The neoclassical architecture is breathtaking, with a dome rising over 80 meters high. But the true symbolic heart of the Panthéon lies beneath our feet. We descend into the crypt. And contrary to our visit in Notre-Dame de Paris that you can see in our previous episode, the atmosphere here is solemn and silent. And it's a true labyrinth where the greatest mind, scholar, and writer who shaped history of France rest. Voltaire, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, Aimé Césaire, Victor Hugo, Alexandre Dumas, and Marie Curie, everyone are here. Standing before the tombs of these historical figures is a unique experience. You truly feel the full weight of history and France's intellectual legacy. Oh, by the way, originally King Louis XV wanted to turn the place into a church dedicated to Saint Geneviève. But with the French Revolution, the building's fate took a dramatic turn. It became a Republican mausoleum dedicated to the nation's greatest man. We highly recommend this visit, even if you're not a fan of history or literature. In our opinion, it's a must-see of any visit to the French capital. After our visit to the Panthéon, we head back down the street a bit to treat ourselves to a true Parisian break. Welcome to the Luxembourg Gardens. It's honestly one of the most elegant parks in the capital. With its perfectly symmetrical path and vibrant flower beds, it's easy to see why the American-born and French singer Joe Dassin dedicated one of his most famous songs to this place. According to Parisians, it's also the ideal spot to recharge your batteries. Of course, a brief look back at the history is important. This garden was created in 1612 at the request of Marie de Médicis, who wanted to recapture a bit of the atmosphere of her native town of Florence.
So we are now in front of the Jardin de Luxembourg. It's a marvelous place. You should visit that place for sure.
And you will also see the majestic Luxembourg Palace, which today houses the French Senate. The atmosphere there is so romantic and peaceful. And if you go, you're likely to run into students from the nearby Sorbonne, just as we did. And you'll be delighted to know that it's a place that had welcomed some of the history's greatest minds. Still in the heart of the left bank and the Latin Quarter, we are now taking a monumental leap back in time. We leave behind the hustle and bustle of modern Paris to visit the Cluny Museum. First, here we have the spectacular Baths of Lutetia. For all lovers of antiquity, this is a true treasure right in the heart of Paris. You can actually walk right through the ruins of the public bath from the Gallo-Roman era, built toward the end of the 1st century. As we continue our tour, we move from antiquity to the Middle Ages. In fact, the museum complex also houses the Hôtel des Abbés de Cluny, a masterpiece of Gothic architecture that now serves as the National Museum of the Middle Ages. It is here that one of the world's most mysterious and enchanting works of art is hidden, the famous Lady at the Unicorn Tapestry series. Combining the grandeur of Roman antiquity with the refinement of Middle Ages, Cluny is an absolute must-see. Reopened in 2022 after extensive restoration, it's a well-kept secret of Paris that we're happy to share with you. Then we'll leave the Cluny Museum and head toward Saint-Germain-des-Prés, the city's legendary neighborhood where we'll be dining tonight. Still in the Latin Quarter, along the way, we stop to discover a true hidden gem, often overlooked in favor of Notre-Dame de Paris, Saint-Séverin Church. Looking like a small fortress, it is one of the oldest churches of the left bank. What immediately strikes you upon stepping through the door is its flamboyant Gothic style. But the true masterpiece is hidden at the very back of the church in the ambulatory. This is truly a masterpiece of the Gothic era architecture. It's a quick visit but a breathtaking stop in the art of the medieval Paris. We also take the opportunity to visit another important religious monument, Saint-Sulpice Church. We knew that this church has inspired the Da Vinci Code of Dan Brown, and you'll definitely recognize its fascinating astronomical gnomon embedded in the floor. It's actually one of the largest churches in Paris. As you can see, its architecture is monumental. Inside, the scale is spectacular. It's not an absolute must-see for every visit to Paris, but for movie fans, it's a stop worth adding to your itinerary. Of course, you can't visit the 6th arrondissement without soaking up the spirit of Saint-Germain-des-Prés. It's the quintessential chic, intellectual, and historic neighborhood of the capital. And above all, it's a true paradise for food lovers. Get your taste buds ready. We're taking you on a tour of the area's legendary outdoor cafes and restaurants. And by the way, it's hard to talk about Saint-Germain without mentioning institutions like le Café de Flore or les Deux Magots. This is where the greatest writer, philosopher, and scholar of France used to gather. But Saint-Germain-des-Prés is also home to traditional brasseries or small bistros tucked away in the cobblestone streets. Well, yeah, we've tried poutine in France, a traditional Quebec dishes. The atmosphere was cool and it tastes good, but of course, it was not quite the same as back home. Well, of course, we've taken like a gourmet break to savor the French art of living before continuing our tour. If this atmosphere makes you want to visit Paris, then this is undoubtedly one of the neighborhoods you'll want to explore on your next trip here.
To wrap up this wonderful day, we decided to head back down to the water. So off we went to the banks of the Seine. Ever since these riverbanks were reopened to pedestrians, it's been fascinating to see how Parisians have literally taken over the place.
We are close to the Seine, which is the river which crosses the city of Paris. There's plenty of people drinking, eating. It's a magnificent place.
It's no longer just a postcard perfect setting, it's become the beating heart of the capital. People settle in with snacks, music fills the air, and you even come across couples dancing the tango outdoors. As the day draws to a close, the quays are transformed. Gone is the noise of cars. Now it's time for strollers, cyclists, and above all, the famous Parisian aperitif at the sunset. That's what real local life is all about. A moment to breathe and connect right in the heart of the city. And it's what makes Paris such an incredible town. It's with these spectacular images that this third video dedicated to the left bank of the City of Light comes to an end. I hope this immersive experience had inspired you to take the trip soon.
Thanks for watching that new episode of Autour du Monde in Paris. In the next episode, we'll continue our tour in that eternal city.